Welcome to the Tennis Warehouse shoe review of the Adidas Ubersonic 5. The quest for speed continues in this 5th generation Ubersonic. A minimal mesh upper material is ultra breathable and is layered on top of a glove-like and comfortable half booty inner sleeve. To add stability without adding weight, Adidas uses its speed frame technology that locks you in while still providing a fast feel. Underfoot, a light strike cushion midsole feels reactive and keeps you connected to the court. Adiwear rubber is featured in a 2-piece outsole with a herringbone tread pattern for grip on a variety of court surfaces. On-court comfort is further improved by a ventilated midfoot shank. I really like what Adidas has done with this update to the Ubersonic in this 5th version. This shoe offers much more support around the heel. I think the speed frame technology really locking me in. One thing I did note with all the beefed up features of the shoe is it did require a break-in, and that's not something I've typically found from previous versions of the shoe. And so after about an hour and a half of hitting, I felt like the shoe softened up, started to mold to my feet, and I was playing in them nice and comfortably. Didn't have any toe jamming issues after break-in, so when I would come to a quick stop, my foot was being supported, wasn't sliding into the end of the shoe. I was moving really well in the shoe, and the more it broke in, the more it felt like a natural heel-to-toe transition, the faster I felt in them. And now towards the end of the test, I've been enjoying this shoe pretty much more than all the other shoes I've been testing so far this year. The cushioning underfoot, pretty minimal in the forefoot, fine for me. I'm a fairly lightweight guy. And then in the heel, plenty of cushioning again to take the sting out of those tough landings. I thought traction was really good. A little bit stickier than not, so more grip than give, per se. I'm not a huge slider on the court, and then this shoe I wasn't sliding at all, and I was just coming to a quick stop and then able to push off and get lots of traction to get me to the next shot. My one knock would be durability. I'm finding durability from the Defiant Speed 2 to be better than this shoe. That one's lasting me really well. This one's just wearing pretty aggressively under the big toe of my right foot. But apart from that, absolutely loving this update.
I felt like these shoes, unlike Ubersonics of the past, did need a slight break-in, like Chris had mentioned, not only to make it flex better from heel to toe, but also for the uppers to open up a bit, as I felt like these shoes were just slightly too narrow for my foot. I thought the light strike cushioning was familiar. It was in previous Ubersonics, and I really liked that kind of low to the ground, more responsive type cushioning. Now, once I got it on court, I thought the support was pretty good, but I really enjoyed the stability improvements here. That speed frame, kind of exoskeleton really improved my side-to-side stability, so I really liked that there. And with the traction, I felt like it had a nice blend of grip and give. I felt like I was able to kind of slide out of my shots fairly easily with these shoes. I thought the durability wasn't the greatest, but to be expected of a lightweight shoe. My really only negatives with this shoe is with the fit. I felt it was a bit too narrow, like I mentioned, and also felt like I wish I could cinch up the laces a bit more. I felt like after a bit of a hitting session, they do open up a bit. But overall, I really like the update with the speed frame, and I think it's a great improvement from the previous version.
These Ubersonic 5s from Adidas are extremely fast, make no doubt about it. And I'm definitely somebody who's pretty sensitive when it comes to footwear as far as movement is concerned. As you guys may or may not have picked up by now, I kind of get by it by trying to get to at least one more ball. And if I have shoes that help me out with that, it's gonna go a long way. I really enjoyed the fit on these shoes. They feel extremely secure from the heel to the toe. And I actually really enjoyed the sort of cutout midsection. Felt like it kept me on the forefoot of my foot, which was really helpful as far as getting in positioning and getting to my balls effectively and maintaining good footwork. And then I really appreciated the jump on these shoes. They felt extremely responsive, felt very quick as far as how they handled initially, as far as going off of the split step towards the ball. And I feel like these shoes just sort of held your feet from the toe to the heel really comfortably. Again, durability, as some of the other testers mentioned, may not be the best from Adidas, but it's a more lightweight speed shoe, so that's kind of to be expected anyway. Overall, I would say that this is probably my go-to option from Adidas right now, just a really fast and maneuverable shoe.
The overall fit and performance of Adidas' new Ubersonic 5 was great for my size 11 foot, and which is also slightly on the narrow side. I would say it provided a glove-like fit. We've got 360 degrees of ventilation, top of the foot and on the bottom of the foot as well. I stepping through some puddles on a rainy day, definitely got my socks wet. So just premium ventilation and support of this shoe, I would say, was outstanding, even compared to the prior version. I think it was the Ubersonic 4.1. The heel cup in particular, which is something I have an issue with in some of the more lightweight shoes I've been testing lately. It's not staying secure. I'm kind of lifting up and able to move side to side. This completely eliminated that, and combined with the great traction, I really felt secure diving into and accelerating out of shots. I really didn't have any issue with the performance of the shoe overall. If I were to change one thing at all, I probably would add a little bit more padding to the forefoot. I know the Light Strike is definitely a very comfort-oriented material. It is a little thinner side, and I'm on the older side. I think I'm more of a heavy strike guy these days, but just overall, great shoe. Last but not least, I would say the lacing system. I got a really good secure fit, but I couldn't just use the ends of the laces to achieve that. I kind of had to pick through. That is a very minor thing for me. Overall, just the performance of this shoe, including the durability, in consideration that it is a lightweight offering, was pretty darn good as well. Overall, just a great play test. That's about all we have for you today. If you'd like any further information on these Ubersonic 5 shoes or anything else tennis related, be sure to head over to Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only.